And here we are, a bit late, and this is how it is, but welcome to the Sunday session. Just adjust the camera a bit there to get the full effect. Cheers to a Sunday and loading some wool. So Muzz is not far away, and that's how we're going to roll. We've both been busy doing farm work, and so today's subject is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, whether you be empty nesters, still kids at home, all that sort of stuff. Happy Mother's Day. So when Muzz gets on, well, I'll invite him on, and we can talk about the relevance, the things our mothers taught us, because my mum's taught me heaps of stuff. Dad's taught me heaps of stuff too, and then I've learnt heaps of stuff, different to what they do on the as far as farm work goes and business and stuff like that. We all learn our own different stories, but celebrating Mum and the fantastic life that she's provided for me and my sister, and helping with the grandkids and stuff like that. That's where the young fella is right now, because I've just ducked home for lunch. It's just after 2, and Muzz is not that far away either. And not promoting alcohol, but there's nothing like a can after that. So I've got some things I want to share with Muzz, so we will wait till he gets on. Welcome to look, here's Muzz on the phone now, so I can get this easy this week. Muzz, send invitation. Back in action. 1, 2, 3. Here's Murray. Come on, phone. Elon, work it out. There he is.
Happy Mother.
Big bad Muzz. Happy Mother's Day. I've just been celebrating all the mums in the world and stuff like that, and I thought we might chat about things that our mothers have taught us, whether it be a specific skill or life lessons and stuff like that.
That was one of my lessons.
I love one thing I love to do that I learnt off my mum, which I've created my own variation, is the good old lasagna.
No.
Properly cooking a lasagna, right? And you can pour a lot of different ingredients into it, but Jack and I, we pour a lot of love into it. So the different layers you can put in there, different cheeses or tomato sauce and all that sort of stuff. This is stuff I learned from watching Mum. That's one of those great things. It's not just kitchen stuff. Mum's taught me heaps of stuff with I taught her, she taught me computer stuff. Mum being a teacher, she's been obviously very helpful in the educational system, and probably inadvertently been mums to thousands of kids over the years, teaching them at school and encourage them to be the best versions of themselves. But
that's pretty special.
That's some of the things that Mum's taught me, and she's having her journey in her life at the moment. Got the young fella over there, had lunch. We just loaded wool today. Truckie was a little bit late, and it's 107 miles.
Whoa, well
Yay.
done.
On the truck, away they go. So what things what things has your mum taught you, Muzz? Just even the smallest thing, whether it be how you do your washing, how you hang clothes on the line, anything, mate. Got anything that springs to mind?
It's a bit hard to pick one thing, but I mean, if I was to follow from what you're saying, cooking. I mean, one of the things. Cream chicken pasta dish. She said, "Mars, this is easy. Like, it's four ingredients, and you'll always be able to cook for yourself if you can start with something like this." And like you say, it's
That's
just,
great.
besides that, I mean, riding horses and learning how to have patience with horses and feeding them. Um, uh, you talk about, mum was a teacher. My mum taught me for a long time until things got too busy for her to she was trying to help dad and teach me, and it just didn't work. So without being a governess, so I was lucky in the regard that she actually did teach me. I don't know. There's a lot of mums out there. Like I've got mates whose mums are teachers and taught them at school. But no, look, that was a big thing. But I reckon on a heartfelt level, one thing I've don't go hiding or whatever. And I mean, I joked a bit before about don't lie. But that's the thing, is don't lie about who you are. But just be yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's great. I think probably something I inherited from my mum. Something along those similar lines is we do beat her own path, and when the decision is made to go in a direction, there's nothing going to stop us. So, and that's something that mum does, very well. And I'm not unknown for beating a different drum or a different path, which is one of the reasons, why after my son, why I started my Enagic journey and with this online business was, that was my path that I chose. And mum and I both have had little side businesses and stuff like that, or extra income creating systems in our lives and investments and stuff like that. So that's all wisdom that we learn, from each other. And mum is obviously a leader in my life as far as that goes.
That's lovely.
But we learn lots of things off our mums.
Absolutely.
I think my knees are giving me trouble, and mum's knees have given her trouble over the years. I remember mum was teaching us, had the old high jump. Kids don't do high jump anymore. That was a fun one. But the old high jump string in between the old swing set, and had some mattresses on the other side, and mum was showing us how to do scissor kick on the shorter heights. And as she scissor kicked over and landed on the mattress, she blew a knee out.
No.
And that was we were, I can't remember how old we were young enough that this, it was when you're on the monkey bars, it was a long way down to the ground. But so, and nowadays I'm heading towards my mid-40s. My footy career is coming to a close, as I feel, because my right knee started giving me hell a couple of weeks ago, and another inherited thing from my mother. So many gifts.
Yeah, thanks, Mum.
Yeah. Apart from the biggest gift of all, the gift of life, all our mothers gave us that.
Thank goodness, and we got a chance to do what we can do best. And no, it's awesome.
That's right. And when we look at the odds of the chance of creation, if you want to talk about biology and stuff like that, a woman produces an egg a month for a certain time in her life, and that's part of her procreation cycle, whereas a bloke produces millions and millions of productive cells in a day. So the chance of one child being born is like one out of a couple of billion shots, basically. A couple of billion chances for this one person to be created. So the energy, there's all this stuff you can think about. The gift of life is such a great gift because of the chance. There's that many million versions of us that aren't going to be created apart from the one we're living right now. So, and then being optimistic and making the best of it and beating our own drums. There's all these beautiful things that mothers do teach us. I mean, fathers do have an influence as well. But, you know, today's Mother's Day and we want to celebrate our mums. But, yeah.
School, so they're a big part of our being our carers and our providers, for a long time in those early stages.
Yeah.
So I think our mums play a
Not sure if the sound's coming through that well, Muzz, because it's a bit glitchy sometimes, and sometimes I can't hear you, mate. You got a cloudy day. Is your internet playing up too, or something? Don't know. But I picked up what you're putting down about all that stuff. Grateful for yeah our mums and the creation, and probably something I'll bring into the conversation. So in my life, for me, my mum is close by, but for Jack, yeah, I got your message, Muzz. The Wi-Fi's a bit slow. So Jack's mum, because I'm divorced, is down in Albany. So the presence of his mum in his life is holidays, and that's a different aspect of life. He loves his mum, same as he loves me. It's 50-50. And but that plays a different role in his life, because currently, for a majority of his year, I'm picking up both roles, with the support of my mum and granddad. So, but Jack's mum has a good influence on his life because they FaceTime and stuff like that. And they had a great chat this morning. And daughter cooked ex-wife down there some heart-shaped pancakes for Mother's Day. So it was good to have a chat and a little look at all that, love and celebrating of mothers and stuff. But the influence of Jack's mum in his life is different, which can be different for a lot of people coming from single parent households. That, if all the single mums out there have a heavy influence on that child's life, and that can go different ways as to how the child accepts those types of scenarios. And then for scenarios like myself, where I'm a single father, the mother's influence, depending on her, yes, stepmom's can have a great influence. The mother influence on the single father scenario depends on where the mother is in life. Step parents are, I love the analogy that step parents are the parents that have stepped up in some kids' lives, whether it be a stepmom or a stepdad, and that's a great analogy for the relationship upgrade, regardless of what the adults have gone through to get to that point. But the influence on the child being a step parent, you're the parent that stepped up. So, you've got to celebrate yourself for that fact. That's the great things. And it's, Mother's Day is a good day to remember all the stuff that your mum does for you. So for everyone that's watching or everyone that's been through it, I've seen a few viewers come and go. But for all the people that love their mothers and appreciate what their mothers do for them, it's not just the cooking and the cleaning and the wiping your snotty noses and putting the band-aids on and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff that your mum does for you. Stuff that I like in my life, when you move out of home and there's certain things you learn that mum used to do for you. And then there's a heap of other things that, like becoming a single parent, and then there's so much more that mums do that we don't. You can only find out the hard way sometimes. Doesn't matter how many times someone tells you. The amount of changing nappies. I've done my share of changing nappies. I've had enough. All right. It's not an impossible task for me to do it, but it's not a task of choice. And but that's primarily a mother's role, but more fathers nowadays take 50-50, or there's stay-at-home dads that exist. It's all great influence of parenting that we have on children, but understanding. So, how do I broach this subject? So, when you take a man gives a woman something and she multiplies it, is a way you can think about things. So, a man might buy a house, and the woman comes in and makes it a home. A man hunts and gathers and provides food. A woman multiplies it and makes it into a meal. So, we have our moment for then the woman then to multiply and create children. That's the factor that mums and women have in our lives. So that's something we have to not only acknowledge but celebrate that fact that these women have a huge factor in our lives. You can't live without them. At some point, you are going to live without a mother or a wife or whatever. I've got plenty of stories I can tell about my journeys about that sort of stuff. But that's not the point of today. But understanding what your mum multiplies in your life. Whether the little bit of love that we gave them as children, then they multiplied it and gave it back. All these little things. It's just such a great, part of all the learning that I've done over the past 3 years of this online journey is discovering all these little not secrets, I suppose is the way to view it. The not secrets and the points of view on how to be more respectful to mothers, women, stuff like that, have more understanding of their roles in life, whether they like it or not. That is the role. It's not role is probably not the best word for it, but that is the scenario in which the life is. And we could go deeper down the rabbit hole as far as male and female roles, because if you want to talk about transgender stuff, and there's a whole different subject as far having gay and lesbian couples. We got two mums or two dads and the roles that plays on children. There's a whole big bundle of influences and wisdom that can affect everyone, children in that. But loving our mothers, you need a mother to be made. Mothers do great things for us, whether we understand or appreciate it at certain points in our lives. Mothers do great things for us. So happy Mother's Day, and And that's the beautiful things about mothers, or from my point of view. How's your Wi-Fi going now, Muzz? You want to add to that? A little bit. You're a bit glitchy, but I can hear you.
Say roles may not be the best way to explain it, but learning, I'm a big believer in us all complementing each other. That's and that's where we learn to all work together. But especially what the wife or your partner, your mother of your children, staying at home.
Mm. Yeah, I think so. And something that just sprung into my mind within our conversation is with our sign out. Like we can even script that today to be more for the mothers
Especially
today, because I know there's plenty of mothers that drive trucks. There's plenty of mothers that farm, just like I do. There's plenty of mothers that do that. There's plenty of mums that have served for our country and protected us. And not only do they protect us on the general domestic side in the household, there are some great mothers who have gone for God and country and gone to protect the world. So there's a lot of gratitude from others to be had. So I reckon. Well, I haven't had lunch yet, Muzz. So I don't know about you. That sort of come through glitchy. I didn't catch that. Oh, I've had. I got a bit of leftover last night's dinner, which was some sort of creation. I had some marinated chicken and just chuck some stir fry veggies in it. Bit of water to spread it out. Bit of extra sauce in there, and made up some great concoction that was absolutely glorious. So I get to go finish that off. And yeah, deal, mate. I will do that. Yeah. So what people don't know that you won't be able to see on YouTube is that Muzz's Wi-Fi is slow, but he's still able to send me messages through Messenger. So they're coming through during the live, but you guys can't see that on the live. And that's okay, but that's part of technology. I am epically grateful today that we had fun last week with trying to log in on the computer because I lost the phone at the paddock. But my mum, whilst in Perth, helped sort out me a new phone. So we're talking on the iPhone 11 now. Just got to wait for the SIM card and then I'm back in full action. but Mum did some, you know, they were in Perth for appointments, and she went out of her way to make sure I had a phone. So the iPhone 11 is the same size as the XR. So if I happen to find it out the paddock, I might be able to rescue some, you know, the case, or depending on what state it's in. Maybe a fox pinched it. But I think my lunch is calling me, and particularly after this little sneaky one, I probably should eat and then go back to Mum and Dad's, and we're going to go pick up the young fella and do all that sort of stuff. Cook a Sunday roast tonight. Haven't done one of them for a while. So, excuse me. I might, I'll sign us off. So today we're going to celebrate Mother's Day, and I'd like to thank all the mothers that have served for our country and protected us, not only domestically, but internationally as well. I'd like to thank all the mums that drive trucks and move our produce around Australia and stuff like that. And I'd like to thank all the mums that work on farms with or without their husbands. Mums are as equal on farms as we are. So thank you to all your mums. And don't forget, I think Rex Hunt used to say, be good to your mother, or something like that. Or yibbity yibbity, that's all, folks. Well, that's a bit of a Daffy Duck as well. But when you guys catch this on YouTube, because this will definitely go on YouTube, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and do that sort of stuff. You can catch me and Muzz on our Instagrams. If you read the Instagram and Facebook pages, read the description on the video, and the words are there, so you can come find us for all this great content and learn more about online spaces and celebrating mothers, because there's, in the community that we are associated with, it is probably heavily feminized in our little community, the couple of thousand people, because Muzz and I are in the men's chat, and that's in the hundreds, and in the community there is the thousands. So you can imagine how many mums are in that community making a difference in their children's lives with the power of the water that Muzz and I have. So might love you all and leave it there and sign out. Have a great Mother's Day. Don't forget to give your mum a kiss and a cuddle and tell her you love her. Easy as that, people. Have a good one.